Hello, thanks for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. And today we're looking at how to name angles. And later on we're going to talk about some angle pairs. But we're going to talk about angles, how to name them, and different types of angles. So let's take a look here. Okay, an angle is a figure made up of two rays or sides that have a common endpoint called the vertex, okay, of the angle. So here's an angle. It's got a ray, which remember a ray has a endpoint and goes on forever in a certain direction. So it has two rays, but that endpoint is shared, and that's called the vertex. So here you have a vertex is y, all right, and you've got ray yx and ray yz, okay, and they're connected with the shared endpoint, which is called a vertex. Now, right here, there are four ways to name this angle, okay, and when it only has an endpoint or a shared vertex with the two rays here, just the two rays sharing that endpoint, you can name it that point. So here you got y. This vertex right here, we're going to call this angle angle y. Okay. Now, another way to name it, which is more common, is using three letters. One from uh, each of the rays and the vertex. And the vertex part has to be in the middle. So you can name it X, Y, Z or Z, Y, X. Okay, so that will always work. Sometimes just naming it angle Y doesn't work because if you have, let's say you have another ray going this way, just calling it angle Y doesn't work. But this will always work. X, Y, Z or Z, Y, X. What you can't do is start off with a Y. You can't say Y, Z, X. That doesn't work. The vertex has to be in the middle. Okay? And another way to name it is if you have a number like so, you could call it angle 2. Angle 2 here. So that's how you name angles. Let's take a look at a few examples. Alright, so it says here, name each angle in three different ways. Alright, take a minute and see if you can name number one and name this angle in three different ways at least. Alright, let's take a look. You got angle Q using the vertex. You got angle PQR with the vertex in the middle. And you have the number, angle 1. If you put angle RQP, that works as well. Angle RQP works as well. All right, take a look at number 2 and see if you can name that three different ways. Okay, so to name this one, you can say angle J using the vertex. You can say angle HJK, HJK, vertex in the middle, or KJH with the vertex in the middle. All right, take a look at number 3 and see if you can name that one. Okay, here we want to name three different angles in the figure. So here's a figure and there's three angles. See if you can name all three. Okay, so let's take a look here. All right, it's got a few of the choices here. It's got angle ABD, ABD. Okay, if you said angle DBA for that one, that would work as well. But angle ABD or DBA names this first angle. Okay, angle ABC, ABC, that's the bigger angle here. That's that third angle. Angle ABD, sorry, angle ABC is this bigger angle on the outside. Okay, you could also name that one CBA, CBA. What you can do is name an angle B. See how this vertex has 3 different rays coming from it? So you can't just say angle B like you could here with angle J and angle Q. And then the third one is DBC. DBC. You could also name that one CBD. CBD. Okay, that's naming these 3 different angles. All right, let's take a look at some different types of angles. Okay, we have an acute angle, which is between 0 and 90 degrees. We have a right angle, which is exactly 90 degrees. We have an obtuse angle, which is between 90 degrees and 180. And we have a straight angle, which is 180 degrees. So most people remember right angle, and straight angle seems pretty simple. But acute and obtuse, sometimes people have trouble remembering the difference. Here's a very inappropriate way of remembering them. When I think acute, I think cute, like slim. And when I think obtuse, I think obese, like fat. But you can remember whichever way you want to remember it. That's just something to help you remember. Okay, so take a moment and see if you can, in fact, go ahead and pause the video right here and see if you can name all 3 of these as an acute, right, obtuse, or straight. All right, let's take a look. Okay, NMP. NMP is an obtuse angle. It's bigger than 90. See that? QMN. QMN is a 90-degree angle. So that's a right angle. And angle PMQ. PMQ, it is not 90 degrees. It's not 180 degrees. So it's going to be an acute in between 90 and 0. Acute angle. Let me put that out there. Acute. And that's it. That is naming angles. I want to thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. Have a nice day.